Today, I have a dream. I want to sim 100 years into the NFL future. Why? Because I'm curious, bored maybe. I don't know, I think it's always exciting to learn about the NFL history and predict the NFL future. And so that's what I want to do today. Also, man, we haven't won a Super Bowl. And I need to know how long it's going to be. And I have to continue suffering and enduring this pain of sucking. See what records are going to be broken. What teams win Super Bowls, maybe expansion teams, see how these rookies are going to be doing. We are going to be throwing Caleb Williams and his draft class into it. So is he definitely the generational prospect we think he is? That's what we're going to find out today. 100 years of the NFL future. Let's get into it. All right, so hopping into Madden, you know, I already simulated the 2023 season. Everything's not going to be perfect. We got to take a look at some of the retirements. It's not going to be exact. Let's see. Ben Jones, I don't think he's going to retire. Cam Hayward, I don't think he's going to retire. Demario Davis. Oh, this is a bad stretch right here. All right, so yeah, the draft is not exact, right? The Giants ended up with a number 1 overall pick and Caleb Williams. The Arizona Cardinals have the 2 pick. Are they going to go Drake May or keep faith in Kyler Murray and take Marvin Harrison? I don't know. The Jets have the 3. The Falcons have the 4. The Jags have the 5. This is crazy, man. I don't know what's going to happen here. It's an alternate universe. Malik Neighbors didn't get taken till 24. So I assumed till the 25th pick. Let's see who's still available. Romeo Dunze is here. Brian Thomas, Keon Coleman, Bo Nix. Drake May was the pick for the Arizona Cardinals. That's crazy. So they're going with Drake May over Kyler Murray. Chop Robinson here as well. Tyler Nubin in the 2nd round. Probably the best safety available in the draft class, but we're not here just to talk about the Arizona Cardinals. We're here to talk about the entire NFL. Caleb Williams obviously went 1, Drake May 2, Dallas Turner to the Jets would be a nice pickup for them. Jared Verse all the way up at 4, which might be a little high. Brock Bowers at 5 to the Jags, which is probably a little high, especially when they have Evan Ingram. Jaden Daniels is a Minnesota Viking, dude. That's crazy. Is he going to be... wow. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a Bear as well. That's interesting. Keep an eye on that. No Caleb Williams for them, but they do get Marvin Harrison. Great pickup there. We'll just go real quick. The J.J. McCarthy is a Seahawk. Bo Nix is a Buccaneer. So I don't know if they're keeping Baker in this universe. Romeo Dunze an Eagle. Brian Thomas a Brown. Kool-Aid McKinstry. Good draft. And Michael Penix is a Detroit Lion. Interesting. I know I didn't look at the free agents, so here we're going to do that. Let's see. We got some big signings. Austin Eckler is a Bear. Okay. Oh, no. Beckham Jr. is a Bear. Look at that. The Bears making moves. All right. Let's see if anything else crazy is going on here. Kirk Cousins is a Viking, so that's going to be different on a 1-year deal, even though they did get Jaden Daniels. That's crazy. L'Jarius Sneed is an Arizona Cardinal, dude. He's going to go lock it down in the desert. Leonard Williams into the Bears. They're aggressive, man. Baker Mayfield is a Raider. That's obviously different. Gardner Minshew joined Jaden Daniels and Kirk Cousins. Okay, so Kyler Murray was indeed the starter. Drake May only got a couple passes here and there. But Kyler, it was the guy in Arizona. 3,000 yards. But let's take a look at the whole NFL. Patrick Mahomes, 4,500 yards. Dak Prescott had 41 touchdowns and 11 interceptions with 4,300 yards. Sam Howell had himself a year as well. Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen with only 9 interceptions. His interceptions are down for him. Tua only 2 picks. That's crazy. Jaden Daniels is up here, man. 3,900 yards, almost got to 4,000 with a 67% completion rate. That's really good, actually. 30 touchdowns to 10 picks. Good for him. Jordan Love just under him. Mac Jones had a bounce back year. Good for him. CJ Stroud not as high, or Lamar Jackson as high as I thought. Bo Nix is here as well with 3,500 yards, 21 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. Anthony Richardson has a great year. Deshaun Watson looking like Jameis Winston. Caleb Williams is down here, man. He is down here. Only 3,100 yards. Nothing amazing. Nothing spectacular. He's below Jaden Daniels. He's below Bo Nix. Justin Fields proved he's probably not the quarterback of the future for Chicago. Kyler Murray didn't do that either. Geno Smith and J.J. McCarthy split time. That's odd. Then here's the NFL playoff bracket. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to have to play the Miami Dolphins in the first round. That didn't go well for Miami last time. Let's see how it does this year. But the Indianapolis Colts with Anthony Richardson won the AFC. The Cowboys win the NFC. And a good shakedown here. We see Baker and the Raiders here We see the Chargers are back in the playoffs for the Bengals. The Caleb Williams led Giants in the NFC. Well, that's crazy. The Panthers go from the worst team in real life to the 4 seed. Good for them. They win the NFC South. And the Niners and Seahawks have to go up against each other, the division rivals. But let's see who gets this one. And man, oh man, here we are. We've got the Super Bowl. The Bengals, Joe Burrow going up against the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Let's look at these runs, though. The Bengals had to destroyed the Chargers, then beat the 1-seeded Colts, then beat the Chiefs. All right, and the Cowboys win it 28-17 for the first time in 50 years. The Dallas Cowboys, I know it's not that long, chill, but the Dallas Cowboys get it done. The Cardinals were the worst team in the league at 4-13. The Titans right above them, the Steelers as well. Interesting. I don't know how realistic this is, but that's what Texans are down here, man. The Bears are up there. The Panthers at 7-10, dude. 22nd. 7-10 won the division, made the playoffs. All right, here's some free agents this go around. We got Hunter Renfrow to the Cardinals. Chris Paul goes from the Warriors to the Commanders. Good for him. Patriots make some moves. C.J. Mosley, DeAndre Hopkins. Cam Hayward is back. I thought he retired, but I guess he's back. Cool. That's cool. Wait. Hold on. Tua Tagovailoa is going from the Dolphins to the Jets, staying in the same division. With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select T.J. Pendleton, defensive tackle, Wisconsin. Interesting. Good pickup for them, I suppose. Only a 76 overall, but look at this 84 Orlando Reynolds for the Steelers. That's a steal. There we go. Calvin Dobbs, a good cornerback for the Texans as well at 82. They have Dolphins because Tua left, got their quarterback. The Raiders picked up a quarterback, even though Baker led them to a playoff appearance. I'm just going to kind of go through this real quick. I don't want to spend too much time here. Mike Cheeks from Michigan State is going to the Bengals. We love it. 79. All right, it is time. We're going to send 10 years into the future. Let's do it. Okay, so this is where we left off. Last season, the NFC champion, the Dallas Cowboys, beat the Bengals 28-17. Dak Prescott was the quarterback, the MVP. Jalen Hurts got the NFL MVP. Mike McCarthy, Coach of the Year. Jonathan Taylor, Player of the Year. Max Crosby. You can read. Caleb Williams did get the Offensive Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year, sorry. Even though Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix did better. But whatever. Got them for the playoffs. Jared Verse is here as well. But yes, Dallas Cowboys won their 6th Super Bowl. And that is where we left off in 2024. But here we are in 2025. The Ravens beat the Eagles. And the Super Bowl MVP was quarterback Brandon Stevens. That's wild. But the Bengals, when I saw here, Joe Burrow gets MVP. Good for Joey B. John Harbaugh, Coach of the Year. Josh Jacobs, still a Raider in this world, is the Player of the Year. Orlando Reynolds, that running back we looked at, it got Rookie of the Year. But those guys, the defense, I don't even know. They're all generated at this point. Let's move on. The Ravens go back-to-back, beating the Caleb Williams in his 3rd season. Junior season, Caleb Williams lost by 14 to the Ravens, who picked up their 5th Super Bowl. MVP is, of course, Lamar. Dak won the league MVP. Julius Hodges, new coach for the Giants. Okay. The Nighthawks, but Caleb Williams-led Giants are here again, also scoring 14 and losing by 14. Nighthawks must be the Jets because Super Bowl MVP is Breece Hall. I don't know. They do have Tua now, so maybe. Joe Burrow wins his 2nd MVP. Brian Daboll is the new coach of the Nighthawks, so he just... Wow, okay, all right. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. And Treylon Burks wins Offensive Player of the Year. With the rookies, again, they're all auto-generated at this point, so nobody really cares. But the Nighthawks have to be the Jets, right? 2 Super Bowls, that would match up, right? Because the Jets have only won 1 back in the day with Joe Namath. But, yeah, I mean, hey, good for Caleb Williams. Back-to-back Super Bowls. Let's see if he can actually win one coming here soon. And Brian Daboll, I think that's funny. But the 49ers lose to the Nighthawks, who go back-to-back. Super Bowl MVP is Jermaine Johnson, so this has to be the Jets, right? Joe Burrow just won his 3rd MVP. Good for him. 3rd Super Bowl for the Nighthawks / Jets, I believe. Joe Burrow, 3rd MVP. Jamar Chase wins Offensive Player of the Year as well. So the duo had quite the year. Doug Peterson was Coach of the Year. Max Crosby wins the Defensive Player. But let's go on. The Dolphins, led by Dak Prescott, beat the Niners. So the Niners go back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. Don't win this one. 14-28 has been a common score for us. But Dak Prescott and the Miami Dolphins win it. They just drafted a guy not too long ago. Joe Burrow wins his 4th MVP, dude. His 4th. That's nuts. He wins Player of the Year as well. Will Anderson gets Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, my goodness. Dak Prescott, a Dolphin. Matt LaFleur is now the coach of the Chargers. FYI, he wins Coach of the Year. But let's keep it moving. The Bengals lose this time, but 5th MVP for Joe Burrow. His 5th. That's insane. The Niners win again, going to 3 straight Super Bowls, winning 2 out of 3. Brock Purdy is the MVP this go around. Will Anderson goes back-to-back on Defensive Player of the Year. CeeDee Lamb wins his Offensive Player, and Lewis Fox is now the coach of the Niners. Holy cow. Joe Burrow has 5 of them things. The Dolphins win again, but with Patrick Mahomes. What? What is going on? They had Dak Prescott 2 years ago. Now they have Patrick Mahomes, who wins his 3rd in this universe. Probably would be his 4th in real life. But in real life, I don't think Patrick Mahomes is ever going to be a Dolphin. What the heck happened? And look at NFL MVP as Micah Parsons. Oh my goodness, a defensive player winning MVP. And Defensive Player of the Year, of course. Jamar Chase wins his 2nd Offensive Player of the Year. Jaden Daniels is probably the leader of this Vikings team, though. But yeah, just 2 years ago, man, Dak Prescott. Now we have Patrick Mahomes. That's insane. The Carolina Panthers get their Super Bowl championship. Their first one. Derek Brown, the right end, is the MVP, I guess. But Lamar Jackson is not the guy who led the Ravens to the Super Bowl, because Lamar Jackson won MVP for the Green Bay Packers. Also, what is this? Amon-Ra St. Brown and Aiden Hutchinson are for the Detroit Mounties now, I suppose. They rebrand to the Mountie. What is a Mountie? I'm not even sure. But let's move it on. The Ravens do win a Super Bowl. I don't know who their quarterback is now, because, again, it wasn't Lamar Jackson. They lost last year, but this year they win it 29-10, led by halfback Max Ballard. Still don't know who their quarterback is. But Amon-Ra St. Brown goes back-to-back on Offensive Player of the Year. Brock Purdy wins an MVP. He already won a Super Bowl MVP. The Niners have been in 4 of these Super Bowls in these 10 years. Let's look at this legacy score. John Harbaugh is at the top. The Ravens were here several times, so this isn't super surprising. 5 Super Bowl championships for him. 6 championships, 2 yearly awards. He tops Andy Reid and G. Simmons, whoever that is. That must be new. Mike Tomlin and John Madden. G. Simmons is the coach of the Raiders with 1 yearly award, 11,000 is his score. But all-time, Max Crosby. Max Crosby is the greatest NFL player ever with a 49,028 yearly awards. Max Crosby. Joe Burrow had 5 MVPs. He won a Super Bowl somewhere. I don't know where. Must have been one of those defensive players who won a Super Bowl MVP, but he won an MVP, a Super Bowl, and 5 MVPs, and he's only in 2nd place. Michael Parsons is up here as well as a Nighthawk. Patrick Mahomes is a Charger now, sitting in 4th place. Lamar Jackson at 5th. Patrick Mahomes as a Charger just seems wrong. But, okay. Joe Burrow retired, but Patrick Mahomes is still playing. Lamar Jackson is still a Packer. But wrong button. I apologize. CeeDee Lamb is up here as well. Aaron Donald retired at 31,000. Jamar Chase at 30,000. Travis Kelce is up here. Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Wow. Von Miller, Jonathan Taylor. Amon-Ra is still active, and he is up here. Couple Offensive Player of the Years for him. But here, let's look at some of these records. Let's see if anything has been broken. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs are close to Emmitt Smith. So if they're still playing, which I don't think they are, Rushing touchdowns, though, Jonathan Taylor takes that cake. Jerry Rice has... Oh, Justin Jefferson is closing in on Jerry Rice. So that's crazy. What about yards? Not so close in yards, but CeeDee Lamb is actually above Justin Jefferson there. Still a good amount away, though. 3,000 or so. But they both passed Larry Fitzgerald. So that's crazy. Amon-Ra is up on this list, as well as Tyreek. But for receiving touchdowns, Jerry still got that. Jamar Chase is the closest one here. Defensive, Max Crosby had 270 sacks. 270. The record is 200 flat right now. He went 270. That is insane. That is unbelievable. Micah Parsons has 222. Aaron Donald, 176. 270. Nick Bosa is up here. Oh my, 270. Marvin Harrison is a Bear. Marvin Harrison and CJ Stroud together are leading the Bears. The Browns have Jalen Hurts at quarterback. They also have J.J. McCarthy down here. Brian Thomas also on the team. But J.J. McCarthy and Jalen Hurts on the same team doesn't make much sense to me. But that is what it is, I suppose. Jordan Love is the quarterback of the Buccaneers. Drake May is a 99 overall quarterback for the Cardinals. A 99. I haven't seen the Cardinals do anything yet. I'm waiting. Let's take a look at this whole league, though, here in a second. But, yeah, I mean, the drop-off is huge. Paris Johnson's still here. A 99 wide receiver for the Buccaneers. The Commanders have a 99 overall quarterback in Cole Jones. Drake May is the 99. Justin Jefferson is a 98. Good for him. He's still playing, so he could catch Jerry. Caleb Williams is up here at a 97. Oh, my goodness. Making a bag. Oh, gosh. 180 million, did I say? Goodness gracious, these contracts. Will Anderson up here as well. But 180 million for Caleb Williams. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Penei Sewell up here. Amon-Ra. Malik Neighbors is a wizard?
One eternity later.
Okay, so it's been forever, like an hour and a half. But I have simmed to 2053. 2053. The Super Bowl recap starts at 2052, where the Titans beat the Carolina Panthers 31-14. Sebastian Short, quarterback MVP. Timmy Goddard wins league MVP. Peter Gaffney, coach of the year for the Cowboys. This is going to get crazy, man. The Niners are again in the Super Bowl. Tim Newby, the quarterback for the Chargers, gets it done, wins Super Bowl MVP. Good for the Chargers. The Browns win their first Super Bowl in like ever. Their first championship in 100 years as they beat the Outlaws. I don't know. Well, it actually says 2 Super Bowls, so that's a foreshadow. The Vancouver Blues are 8-time Super Bowl champs, beating the Huskies. The Blues, is this the Patriots? I mean, that's crazy. The Dublin Orbits win 38-30, beating the Nighthawks. Super Bowl MVP Luke Sheets and league MVP. Good for him. The Panthers demolish the Tennessee Titans to win their second Super Bowl. Luke Sheets wins another MVP. Keep an eye there. Tim Newby wins an MVP. Keep an eye here. But the Jaguars win their first one ever. Nolan Jones, a running back, wins MVP. The Buccaneers win their first one since Tom Brady, picking up their third. A left end beats the Wizards in the Super Bowl. That's crazy. Good for the Buccaneers, man. A quarterback, Darren Benedict, wins MVP. Rod Sterling for the Mounties, coach of the year. The Mounties win their first Super Bowl. The Lions, Detroit, Oakland. They moved to Oakland. Oakland got football back. The Mounties, and they beat the Las Vegas Raiders. How fitting. Tim Newby got a third MVP. The Falcons win their Super Bowl, their second Super Bowl, with Jeremiah Franklin. They beat the Dragons. Good for them. Huskies quarterback Cordell Watson gets MVP. The Wizards beat the Rhinos. This is getting ridiculous, man. I don't even recognize half the league. Super Bowl Seth Olsen. We've had a lot of defensive players, a lot of non-quarterbacks win MVPs, but the Browns win their first one here. Anthony Richardson, a 49er in 2041, and wins MVP. Wow, 20 years for a mobile quarterback like Anthony Richardson? I doubt it. I really doubt it. But, hey, good for bro. Good for bro. I don't recognize any of the rest of these names. We've got the Niners back in the Super Bowl. This time they lost by a lot to another non-quarterback MVP, Antoine Newton and the Tennessee Titans. Jimmy Barber, the quarterback for the Browns? I don't know. The Vancouver Blues won their 7th one here. So this could be the Patriots for sure, beating the Rhinos. Lance Banfield, that's a different quarterback, I think, than last time we saw. I don't know. Coco Stuckey, the Bulls quarterback? Oh my goodness, what has this league turned into? This is a close Super Bowl, though. The Chargers won their first one and beating the Vikings in 2038. I don't know if Jaden Daniels is still around here. Probably because Brock Purdy won another MVP. Good for him. Anthony Richardson won an MVP with the Colts, but the Falcons won their first Super Bowl against the Las Vegas Raiders. Man, good for them. CJ Stroud and the Chicago Bears with Marvin Harrison Jr. beat the Broncos 14-7 to win their first Super Bowl since '85, so that's 50 years. And Brock Purdy won another MVP and an Offensive Player of the Year. Lamar Jackson-led Packers get their 5th. Jaden Daniels wins the MVP for the Vikings. Justin Jefferson was still there. He won Offensive Player of the Year. The Colts had Anthony Richardson, who was tearing it up. But Lamar Jackson, MVP for the Packers. The Pittsburgh Steelers got their 7th with Joshua Bellamy, the quarterback, leading the way, beating the Buccaneers. Trevor Lawrence won an MVP there. I think that's it, though. That's about it. I want to look at all these teams because I don't recognize anything at this point in the NFL. Let's go division by division here. The Browns are here. The Wizards are the Bengals or the Ravens. Oh my gosh, that must be the Bengals. The Blues, who ended up winning 8, must have been the Ravens because they had that crazy stretch where they won a lot of Super Bowls. Everything looks the same here, except the Texans became the Bulls, which is more fitting for their logo. But the Armadillos of Columbus are here. Okay, the Nighthawks, the Shamrocks, and the Antlers fill up the AFC East. So the Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, and Jets all rebranded into these respective teams. I don't even know anymore. San Diego's not East, but cool, I guess. The AFC West remained pretty much the same, except the Broncos turned to the Dragons. All right, the NFC North, the Packers are the same. The Rio de Janeiro Redwoods. I mean, I didn't pass geography. I dropped out of college, but I don't think there's redwood trees in Brazil. The Saints, the Panthers, Buccaneers, and Falcons, the horrible NFC South is still horrible, and these are the teams that decided not to rebrand. The NFC East, the Cowboys are still here, the Giants are still here, the Riverhogs, not the Rhinos, and the Steamers are the Commanders and the Eagles. I don't know which one's which. I apologize. The Dublin Orbits are here, the Huskies, and the Desperados. So we don't have the Rams, we don't have the Seahawks, we don't have the Arizona Cardinals. So I don't know if I ever won a Super Bowl. I mean, the Cardinals never did, but maybe one of these teams is the Cardinals. I can't keep up. I'm so lost at this point. Okay, let's go look at some of the stats, see how the guys did this year. I don't know how this is going to go, but there are no stats. I broke my Madden. Okay, so John Harbaugh's still at the top, and there's G. Simmons, who was the coach of the Raiders for a while during this era, is second place, above Andy Reid, above John Madden, and above some other guys. Arthur Smith. That guy will probably never coach in the NFL again. He ends up top 5 coaches all time. That's nuts. Okay, the all-time greatest player is still Max Crosby with his insane 270 career sacks. Joe Burrow fell to 3rd behind Micah Parsons, even with 5 MVPs and a Super Bowl MVP. We got this D. Johnston guy. He's a sim guy who's up here. Jay Samuels is still active. Good for him. Jaden Daniels at 20. Jonathan Taylor at 19. Anthony Richardson had himself a career, as did Justin Jefferson. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dak Prescott. Jordan Addison's up here. Nick Bolton. Bryce Young at 34. CJ Stroud's at 40. So Bryce Young had a better career. I mean, Jay Samuel's still active though, so we'll see if he can pass like Jaden Daniels, Jonathan Taylor, and Aaron Rodgers. But that answers our question. The best rookie is Jaden Daniels. He had the best career. Now, Brock Purdy is no longer Mr. Irrelevant. Shove that up your butt. The rushing yards, let's take a look at these leaders. Emmitt Smith still has it. Jay Samuels is still active though, so he could break that record. We'll see. Rushing touchdowns, Jonathan Taylor still has. A lot of these are simulation guys though, in the top 5 above LaDainian Tomlinson. Good for them. Catches, let's see if anybody beats Jerry. Oh, Justin Jefferson beat Jerry with 1,700 catches. What about yards? No, he fell 1,000 short on yards. CeeDee Lamb up here as well, though. Touchdowns is still Jerry. CD was closer. Jamar was closer. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jordan Addison is above here. Justin Jefferson's not even top 3 Vikings on this list. Chris Carter and Randy Moss still are. Defensive sacks, 270 is still insane. Defensive interceptions, that's just still going to be Paul Krause. Tom Brady's still here. Let's go to season. Let's see if anybody broke a season record. Oh my gosh, Amon-Ra St. Brown with 2,000 yards beats fellow Lion Calvin Johnson's 2012 year in 2032. Bro, look at this. 43 sacks in a season? That's insane. And we got, oh my gosh. Oh, Max Crosby on here 1,000 times. And these are all top 10 are in our simulation. The sacks just went insane. Max Crosby's on here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 6 times. He's on here 6 times. Micah Parsons still reigns supreme, though, with 43. That's insane, dude. That is so crazy. But they're all simulation. They just went crazy. Will Anderson, the current record is like 20 and a half by Michael Strahan, I think. Now it's top 23. Okay, man. Madden's not letting me go any farther than 2053. So I apologize. It's not exactly 100 years, but it is still something. I wish Madden would let me go farther, but that is what the NFL looks like over the next, 30 years? I mean, obviously, half the teams are going to be gone. We're going to have teams in Australia and Brazil and Argentina. Dude, this is insane. It was really cool to see all this. 100 years, you'll never know. My Cardinals never won a Super Bowl, though. So, as much fun as it was, this shows me I should probably stop watching football forever. This sucks. So I'm just done. Not going to watch football. Not going to make videos anymore. It's just over. That's what I learned. Now I'll see you guys next time.